Captain Lee Minho stared at the screen in front of him. His coffee had gone cold hours ago. The numbers did not make sense. His ship, the Starseeker, had been looking for old rocks and metal in space for 3 months. They found nothing but dust and small rocks until today. "Captain," Dr. Park Jisoo called from her seat. "You need to see this." Minho walked over to her station. Jisoo was the best person he knew for finding old things in space. She had been quiet all morning, which was not like her. "What did you find?" Minho asked. Jisoo pointed at her screen. "There is something big out there. Very big. It is not moving, but it is not dead either." The screen showed a long shape floating in the dark space of the Kepler Nebula. The object was huge, maybe 2 kilometers long. It looked like a ship, but it was unlike anything Minho had ever seen. "How long has it been there?" Minho asked. "The computer says it has been drifting for a very long time. Maybe hundreds of years," Jisoo said. Her voice was soft. "But Captain, there is something strange about it." "What do you mean?" Jisoo pressed some buttons. New information appeared on the screen. "The metal it is made from. I have seen it before. It is the same metal humans use to build ships." Minho felt his heart beat faster. "That is not possible. Humans have only been in space for 50 years. This thing has been out here much longer." "I know," Jisoo said. "But the computer does not lie. This ship was built by humans." Minho looked at the shape on the screen again. The ship was dark and quiet. It had strange weapons on its sides. Weapons that looked very powerful, too powerful for any human ship he knew about. "Get us closer," Minho told his pilot. "But be careful. We do not know if it is safe." The Starseeker moved slowly toward the old ship. As they got closer, Minho could see more details. The ship had writing on its side, but it was too dark to read. "Turn on the lights," Minho said. Big lights from the Starseeker lit up the side of the old ship. Now they could see the writing clearly. Minho read the words out loud. "UES Defiance." Jisoo gasped. "I know that name. I read about it in old stories. People said it was not real. Just a story to make children excited about space." "What kind of story?" Minho asked. "The story said that long ago, humans had many ships that could travel between stars. The Defiance was the strongest of them all. But something bad happened. All the ships were lost and humans forgot how to travel in space." Minho shook his head. "That is just a story. Humans learned to travel in space from the aliens in the Galactic Council. Everyone knows that." But as he looked at the ship, he was not so sure. The Defiance looked very old, but it also looked very advanced. More advanced than any human ship flying today. "Captain," his communications officer called out. "We are getting a message from Galactic Council ships. They are coming this way. Fast." Minho felt cold. The Galactic Council controlled what humans could and could not do in space. They had rules about everything. If they were coming here, it meant trouble. "How long until they arrive?" Minho asked. 20 minutes, maybe less." Minho had to make a choice quickly. He could wait for the Council ships and let them take the Defiance. Or he could try to learn something about the old ship first. "Jisoo, can you connect to the ship's computer?" "Maybe. If it still works after all this time. Try it." "We may not. Get another chance." Jisoo worked fast. Her fingers moved over her controls like she was playing music. After a few minutes, she smiled. "I am in. The ship's computer is still working. It has been sleeping, but it is waking up now." "What can you find?" "Give me a few minutes. There is a lot of information here." While Jisoo worked, Minho watched the space around them. He knew the Council ships would be here soon. Commander Kim Tae-hyung would probably be leading them. Tae-hyung was half human and half alien. He worked for the Council and always followed their rules. "Captain," Jisoo said loudly, "you need to see this." Minho looked at her screen. It showed pictures and numbers that made his head spin. "What am I looking at? The weapons on this ship. They are not like anything we have today. They are much stronger. Strong enough to destroy a whole planet." Minho felt sick. That cannot be right. Humans are not allowed to have weapons like that. The Council banned them. "I know, but this ship had them. And Captain, there is more. This ship could travel faster than any ship today. Much faster. Before Minho could ask more questions, alarms started ringing on his ship. Council ships are here, his pilot called out. On the main screen, Minho could see 3 large ships coming toward them. They were the white and blue ships of the Galactic Council. They looked small next to the Defiance, but Minho knew they had enough weapons to destroy his ship easily. "This is Commander Kim Tae-hyung of the Galactic Council," a voice said over the radio. "Captain Minho, you will move away from that object immediately." Minho picked up his radio. "Hello, Commander Tae-hyung. We are just doing research. This appears to be a very old ship." "I know what it is," Tae-hyung said. His voice was cold. "And I know it is dangerous. Move away now, or we will move you." "Jisoo," Minho whispered. "Can you copy the ship's information to our computer?" "I am trying. There is so much data. I need more time." "We do not have more time." The council ships moved closer. Minho could see their weapons were ready to fire. "Captain Minho," Tae-hyung said again, "this is your last warning." Minho had to choose. He could follow orders and let the council take the Defiance, or he could trust Jisoo and hope she could get the information they needed. "How much longer?" he whispered to Jisoo. 30 seconds. "Captain Minho." Tae-hyung's voice was angry now. Minho waited. He watched the numbers. On Jisoo's screen, 20 seconds, 10 seconds, 5. "Got it," Jisoo said quietly. "I have copied everything." "All ships move back from the old vessel," Minho said into his radio. "We are moving away now." The Star Seeker moved away from the Defiance. The Council ships surrounded the old warship. Minho watched as they attached cables to it and began pulling it away. "Where are they taking it?" Jisoo asked. "Somewhere we will never see it again," Minho said. But as he watched the Defiance being taken away, Minho thought about what Jisoo had found. A human ship with weapons that could destroy planets. A ship that could travel faster than anything flying today. A ship that was supposed to be just a story. If the Defiance was real, what else about the old stories might be true? And why did the Galactic Council want to hide it so badly? Minho looked at Jisoo. She was still staring at her screen, reading the information she had copied from the old ship. What did we really find out there? Minho asked himself. He had a feeling that question would change everything, not just for him but for all humans everywhere. The Defiance disappeared into the darkness, pulled away by the Council ships. But the secrets it carried were now safe on the Star Seeker. Secrets that would soon shake the entire galaxy. 3 days had passed since the Council took the Defiance. Captain Lee Minho could not sleep. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw the old warship floating in space. He kept thinking about the weapons Jisoo had found. Weapons that humans were not supposed to have. "Captain," Jisoo said as she walked into his room, "I have been working on the data all night. You need to see what I found." Minho sat up in his bed. "What is it?" "Not here. Too many ears. Meet me in the storage room in 10 minutes. Jisoo left quickly. Minho got dressed and walked to the storage room. It was full of old equipment and boxes. Jisoo was there with her computer. She looked tired but excited. "Look at this," she said, showing him the screen. The screen showed a map of space. There were lines connecting different star systems, but the lines were not the space routes that humans use today. "What am I looking at?" Minho asked. "These are the old travel routes from the Defiance computer. Captain, humans were traveling to these star systems 300 years ago. Not 50 years ago like the Council tells us." Minho stared at the map. "That cannot be right. The Council saved us from our dying planet. They taught us how to travel in space. That is what they told us. But this map shows something different. Humans already knew how to travel in space. We had ships going to dozens of star systems." Jisoo pressed another button. Pictures appeared on the screen. They showed big human cities on different planets. Humans in spacesuits working on huge ships. Human families living among the stars. "Where did all of this go?" Minho asked. "I do not know yet, but I found something else." The Defiance was not alone. There were hundreds of human ships, maybe thousands. The door to the storage room opened. Both Minho and Jisoo jumped. A woman walked in. She was older, with gray hair and kind eyes. But Minho could see she was also very strong. "Do not be afraid," the woman said. "My name is Admiral Choi Hyejin. I have been waiting for someone to find that ship." "How did you get on my ship?" Minho asked. "I have friends everywhere, even on council ships. We have been watching you since you found the Defiance." "We? Who is we?" Hyejin smiled sadly. "People who remember the truth. People who know what really happened to humanity." Jisoo looked at her computer, then at Hyejin. "You know about the old human empire?" "Empire?" Hyejin laughed, but it was not a happy laugh. "We were never an empire. We were explorers, scientists. We wanted to learn about the universe. We helped other species when we found them." She sat down on a box and looked very tired. 300 years ago, humans had ships on 47 different star systems. We had cities, farms, schools. Children were born who had never seen Earth. We were happy. "What happened?" Minho asked. "The Galactic Council happened. But it was not called that then. It was just a few alien species who were afraid of us." Hyejin stood up and walked to Jisoo's computer. She looked at the pictures on the screen. Humans were different from other species. We learned fast. We made friends easily. We could live almost anywhere. Other species took thousands of years to travel between stars. Humans did it in decades. "Why were they afraid of that?" Jisoo asked. "Because we were changing everything. Before humans came, each alien species stayed in their own part of space. They rarely talked to each other. They had wars, but small ones. Then humans arrived and started bringing everyone together." Hyejin pressed some buttons on Jisoo's computer. A new picture appeared. It showed humans and aliens working together on a big space station. "We were building something new, a place where all species could live and work together. The old alien leaders did not like this. They were losing power." "So they attacked us?" Minho asked. "Not at first. They tried to control us with laws and rules. When that did not work, they said humans were dangerous. They said we were planning to take over the galaxy." Hyejin's voice became angry. "It was all lies. But they said it so many times that some species believed it. Then they did something terrible." The room was very quiet. Minho and Jisoo waited for her to continue. "They attacked our colonies while our main fleets were exploring new systems. They killed millions of humans, men, women, children. They destroyed our cities and our ships." Jisoo gasped. "But some humans survived. We are here." "Yes. Some ships escaped. The Defiance was one of them. But most humans were captured. The aliens did something to their minds. They made them forget everything about space travel, about the colonies, about their real history." "Mind control?" Minho asked. "Yes. Then they moved all the surviving humans to Earth. They told everyone that Earth was where humans came from. They made up a story about humans being primitive and needing help." Hyejin sat down again. She looked very sad. "For 300 years they have been lying to us, telling us we are weak, that we need them to survive. But it is not true. We are the ones who first traveled between the stars. We are the ones who brought peace to the galaxy." "How do you know all this?" Jisoo asked. "Because some humans never forgot. My family has been keeping the truth alive for generations. We have been waiting for the right time to tell everyone." Minho felt angry and confused. "Why did you not tell people before?" "Because we had no proof. Just stories passed down from parent to child. But now you have found the Defiance. You have the proof we needed." Jisoo looked at her computer screen. "There is so much information here. Ships' designs, star maps, records of human colonies." "Can you read all of it?" Hyejin asked. "Not by myself, it would take years. I know someone who can help. His name is Yoon Ji-ho. He knows more about computers than anyone alive. But we must be careful. The council is watching everyone now." Minho thought about Commander Tae-hyung. "What about the council officers who are half-human? Do they know the truth?" "Some do, some do not. Taehyung is interesting. His mother was human. His father was Altarian. I think he is starting to ask questions. How do you know? Because he let you copy the data before taking the ship. A full council officer would have stopped you immediately. Minho remembered those last 30 seconds before they moved away from the Defiance. Taehyung could have fired on them. But he did not. What do we do now? Jisoo asked. Now we learn everything we can from that data. And we prepare. Prepare for what? Hyejin's eyes became hard. For the day when humanity remembers who it really is. When we stop being afraid and start being human again. She walked toward the door, then stopped. Be careful who you trust. The council has ears everywhere, but do not be afraid. The truth is stronger than their lies. It always has been. After she left, Minho and Jisoo sat in silence for a long time. Do you believe her? Jisoo asked. Minho looked at the pictures on the computer screen. Pictures of humans living among the stars. Pictures of great ships and beautiful cities. I think I do, he said. It explains too many things. Why humans learn so fast. Why we get along with so many different species. Why we always want to explore. If it is true, then everything we learned in school was wrong. Yes, but it also means something else. What? Minho smiled for the first time in days. It means humans are much stronger than we thought. And if we were great once, we can be great again. Outside their ship, the stars shined brightly. Somewhere among those stars were the ruins of human colonies. The remains of a civilization that had been destroyed by fear and lies. But the truth was still alive. And soon, everyone would know it. The banned warship that shocked the world 2 weeks had passed since Admiral Hyejin visited their ship. Captain Lee Minho had not slept well since then. Every day brought new secrets from the Defiance data. Every day made him more angry about the lies. Captain, Jisoo called from her workstation. Jiho is here. Yoon Jiho was not what Minho expected. He was young, maybe 25 years old. He wore old clothes and had messy hair. But when he looked at Jisoo's computer, his eyes became very bright. Amazing, Jiho said as he read the data. I have never seen technology like this. These ship designs are hundreds of years ahead of anything we have today. Can you understand how they work? Minho asked. Give me time. But yes, I think so. The humans who built these ships were very smart. Much smarter than the council wants us to believe. Jiho worked for 3 days without stopping. He only ate when Jisoo brought him food. He only slept when he fell asleep at his computer. On the 4th day, he called everyone together. I have found something incredible, Jiho said. His voice was shaking with excitement. The Defiance was not just a warship, it was also a factory ship. What does that mean? Minho asked. It means it could build other ships. It could make copies of itself. Look at this. Jiho showed them pictures on the computer. The pictures showed the inside of the Defiance. There were huge rooms filled with machines and tools. These machines could make anything. Ships, weapons, computers, even food and air for long trips. One ship like the Defiance could build a whole fleet. Jisoo leaned forward. Are the plans still there? Could someone build ships like this today? That is the best part. Yes. All the plans are here. Every detail. Someone with the right materials could build a new Defiance. Minho felt his heart beat faster. How long would it take? With modern tools? Maybe 6 months for one ship. But Captain, there is something else. Something that will change everything. Jiho pressed more buttons. New information appeared on the screen. The council has been lying to us about more than just our history. They have been taking things from us. What kind of things? Our ideas, our inventions, our art. For 300 years, every time a human creates something new, the council studies it. They learn from it. Then they use it for themselves. Minho felt sick. What do you mean? Remember the new space engines that the Altarians invented last year? The ones that made them famous across the galaxy? A human engineer named Song Mina invented them first. But the council took her work and gave it to the Altarians. How do you know this? Because her real plans are in the Defiance data, along with hundreds of other human inventions that other species are using now. Jisoo stood up and walked around the room. She looked very angry. They steal from us, and then tell us we are not smart enough to make these things ourselves. It gets worse, Jiho said. The council does not just steal our inventions, they also steal our people. What? Smart humans disappear all the time. The council says they died in accidents or got sick. But really, they take them to secret places. They make them work on new technology. Then they kill them, so they cannot tell anyone. Minho thought about all the smart humans he had known who had died young. Engineers, scientists, artists. People who could have changed the world. We have to tell everyone, Minho said. We will, Jiho said. But first, we need to be ready. The council will not let us share this information without a fight. What do you suggest? Jiho smiled. We build our own ships. We show the galaxy what humans can really do. Where? How? We do not have the materials or the tools. Actually, we do. Admiral Heejin has been preparing for this day for many years. There are secret human bases in the asteroid belt. Old mining stations that look empty but are really full of people and equipment. Minho could hardly believe what he was hearing. How many people? Thousands. Engineers, pilots, soldiers. All people who learned the truth and decided to fight back. Why have they not done anything before now? Because they needed the plans from the Defiance. Without those plans, they could only dream about what humans used to be able to do. Now they can make it real. 2 days later, Minho found himself on a small ship flying toward the asteroid belt. With him were Jisoo and Jiho. They were going to see something that would change their lives forever. The asteroid they landed on looked like any other rock floating in space. But when they went inside, Minho gasped. The asteroid was hollow. Inside was a huge space filled with ships, machines, and people, hundreds of people all working together. Welcome to New Hope Station, Admiral Heejin said as she met them at the landing area. This is where we have been getting ready. She led them through the station. Minho saw engineers building new engines, pilots training in flight simulators, scientists working on weapons and shields. How long has this been here? Minho asked. 50 years. We started small, just a few people with a dream. But every year, more humans learned the truth. More people came to help. They walked into a big room with windows that looked out into space. Through the windows, Minho could see something that made his heart stop. Ships. Dozens of ships. All built like the Defiance, but smaller and faster. We have been building them. For 5 years, Heejin said. Waiting for the day when we would have the complete plans. Now we do. A young woman walked up to them. She was tall and strong, with bright eyes and oil on her hands. This is Songmina, Heejin said. She is our best engineer. She has been working on these ships since she was a teenager. I heard about my stolen engine designs, Mina said to Jiho. Thank you for finding the proof. It feels good to know I was not crazy. How fast can these ships go? Jisoo asked. Faster than anything the council has, Mina said proudly. Much faster. We tested one last month that went from here to Jupiter in 6 hours. Minho did quick math in his head. That was impossible. The best council ships took 3 days to make that trip. How? He asked. Human engineering, Mina said, with a smile. We think differently than other species. We see solutions they cannot see. An alarm started ringing. Everyone in the room stopped what they were doing. What is that? Minho asked. Heejin's face became serious. Council ships. They are coming this way. How did they find us? I do not know. But it does not matter now. We are ready for them. Through the windows, Minho could see lights in the distance. The lights were getting bigger and brighter. How many ships do they have? Jisoo asked. A man at a computer console called out, 24 ships, big ones. They have enough weapons to destroy this whole asteroid. Heejin walked to a microphone on the wall. Her voice echoed through the entire station. This is Admiral Heejin. Today is the day we have been preparing for. Today humanity stops hiding. Today we show the galaxy who we really are. She turned to Mina. Are the ships ready? 12 ships are ready to fly. The rest need more time. 12 will have to be enough. Get our best pilots. Mina ran out of the room. A few minutes later, she came back with 11 other people. They all looked young and excited. I need one more pilot, she said. Everyone looked around the room. Finally, Hyejin pointed at a young man who had been standing quietly in the corner. Bae, Suho, you have the best test scores. Can you fly in a real battle? Suho nodded. Yes, Admiral. I have been waiting for this chance my whole life. The pilots ran to their ships. Through the windows, Minho could see the human ships starting their engines. They looked small compared to the council ships that were coming toward them. Are you sure about this? Minho asked Hyejin. Those council ships are huge. Hyejin smiled. Captain, you are about to learn something important about humans. We are not big or strong like other species, but we are smart. And when humans get angry, we become very dangerous. The first human ship launched from the asteroid, then the second. Then all 12 ships were flying toward the council fleet. This is going to be interesting, Jiho said. Minho watched the ships on the screen. In a few minutes, they would meet the council fleet. In a few minutes, the galaxy would see what humans could really do. He thought about all the lies, all the stolen inventions, all the people who had been killed or taken away. Show them, Minho whispered. Show them what happens when you try to keep humans down. The battle was about to begin. The 12 human ships moved through space like dancers. Captain Lee Minho watched from the station as they flew toward the council fleet. He had never seen ships move like that before. How are they flying so fast? Jisoo asked. Songmina smiled as she watched her ships in action. We built them differently. Other species make ships that fly in straight lines. Humans make ships that can dance. On the screen, the council ships looked big and slow compared to the human vessels. The council ships moved like old trucks. The human ships moved like birds. This is Commander Kim Tae-hyung of the Galactic Council, a voice said over the radio. Unknown ships, you are flying in forbidden space. Stop immediately or we will destroy you. Admiral Hyejin picked up the radio. Hello, Commander Tae-hyung. This is Admiral Choi Hyejin. We are not in forbidden space. We are in human space. There was silence for a moment. Then Tae-hyung spoke again. His voice sounded confused. Admiral Hyejin, you are supposed to be dead. The records say you died in a ship accident 10 years ago. The records lie about many things, Commander, just like they lied about human history. The council ships stopped moving. Minho could see them on the screen, just floating in space. What are you talking about? Tae-hyung asked. Why don't you come aboard our station? We have something to show you. Something about your mother's people. Another long silence. Minho knew that Tae-hyung's mother had been human. His father was Altarian. I cannot leave my ships, Tae-hyung said finally. Then bring a few of them with you. But leave your weapons. Powered down. We have information that will change everything you believe. Minho watched as one council ship separated from the fleet. It moved slowly toward the asteroid station. Are you sure about this? Mina asked Hyejin. Tae-hyung is a good officer. He follows rules because he believes they are right. When he learns the truth, he will make the right choice. 20 minutes later, Commander Tae-hyung walked into the station with 2 other council officers. One was a tall blue alien with 4 arms. The other looked like a giant insect. Tae-hyung was exactly what Minho expected. He was tall and strong, with his father's blue skin but his mother's brown eyes. He looked around the station with surprise. How is this place possible? Tae-hyung asked. Our sensors said this asteroid was empty. Human technology, Hyejin said. We are good at hiding things when we need to. She led them to the big room with the windows. Tae-hyung stopped walking when he saw the human ships outside. Those ships, they look like the Defiance. Because we built them using the Defiance plans. Plans that show what humans were really capable of 300 years ago. Hyejin walked to a big screen on the wall. She pressed some buttons and pictures appeared. Commander, what do you know about human history? Humans lived on one planet called Earth. They could not travel in space. The council saved them from their dying world and taught them how to live among the stars. That is what the council wants everyone to believe. But it is not true. The screen showed pictures from the Defiance data, pictures of human cities on dozens of planets, pictures of huge human fleets traveling between stars. This is impossible, the blue alien said. Humans are a young species. They have only been in space for 50 years. Look at the dates on these pictures, Hyejin said. Taehyung moved closer to the screen. His eyes got very wide. These pictures are 300 years old. Yes. Humans were the first species to travel between stars. We had colonies on 47 worlds before your people even learned to fly. The insect alien made angry clicking sounds. Lies. Human technology is primitive. They needed our help to build simple space stations. Jiho stepped forward. Is that what you think? Let me show you something. He pressed buttons on a computer. New pictures appeared on the screen. Do you recognize this engine design? Jiho asked. The blue alien. Of course, that is the great Altarian space drive. My people invented it last year. It is the fastest engine in the galaxy. Actually, a human named Song Mina invented it 5 years ago. Your people stole her plans. Mina walked up to the screen. I can prove it. Ask me how the quantum flux compensator works. The blue alien looked confused. What is a quantum flux compensator? It is the most important part of the engine. Without it, the engine would explode. But your people do not know what it does. They just copied my design without understanding it. Mina explained how the engine worked. She drew pictures and used words that made Minho's head hurt. But the blue alien's eyes got bigger and bigger. How do you know all this? The alien asked. Because I invented it. Just like humans invented most of the technology the council uses today. Taehyung sat down in a chair. He looked very tired. If this is true, then everything I learned in school was wrong. Yes, Hyejin said gently. Everything was wrong. The council has been lying to everyone for 300 years. But why? Why would they lie? Dr. Lim Dongwoo walked into the room. He was an old man with white hair and kind eyes. He had been listening from the doorway. Because they were afraid of us, Dongwoo said. Humans were changing the galaxy. We were bringing different species together. We were making peace where there had been war. Dongwoo sat down next to Taehyung. Your mother's people were explorers and teachers. They helped other species learn new things. They made friends with everyone. They met. The old alien rulers did not like this. What do you mean? Before humans came, each species stayed in their own part of space. There was no communication between different species, no trade, no friendship. The rulers of each species had complete control over their people. Dongwoo pointed to the pictures on the screen. Humans changed all that. They built places where different species could live and work together. They shared their technology with everyone. They taught aliens how to be friends instead of enemies. That sounds good, Taehyung said. Why would anyone be against that? Because the old rulers were losing power. When people from different worlds started working together, they did not need their old rulers anymore. They could solve problems by themselves. The insect alien made more clicking sounds. This is all made up. Humans could never do these things. Dongwoo smiled sadly. That is exactly what the council wants you to think. They destroyed human civilization and then made everyone forget it happened. For 300 years, they have been telling people that humans are weak and stupid, but we are not, Mina said proudly. We are exactly what we always were. Explorers, inventors, peacemakers. Taehyung stood up and walked to the window. Outside, he could see the human ships flying in perfect formation around the council fleet. Those ships are faster than anything we have, he said quietly. Much faster, Hyejin agreed. And these are just our first attempts. With time, we can build ships that will make the council fleet look like toys. Taehyung turned around. What do you want from me? We want you to see the truth. We want you to help us tell the galaxy what really happened. The council will never admit they were wrong. Some council members will, the ones who care more about truth than power. But others will fight us. There will be war. There is already war, Dongwu said. The Council has been at war with humanity for 300 years. They just made sure it was a war we could not fight back in. Until now, Mina added. Taehyung looked at his two officers. The blue alien looked confused and scared. The insect alien looked angry. I need time to think, Taehyung said. Of course. But while you think, remember this. Your mother was human. She had the same blood as these people, the same dreams, the same hopes for a better galaxy. Taehyung nodded slowly. I will remember. As the council officers left the station, Minho felt hope for the first time in weeks. Do you think he will help us? Jisoo asked. I think he will do what is right, Hyejin said. And what is right is letting humanity be free again. Outside the window, the human ships continued their dance around the council fleet. Soon the whole galaxy would see what humans could really do. Soon, everyone would know the truth. 3 hours had passed since Commander Taehyung left the station. Captain Lee Minho watched the council fleet through the window. The ships were not moving. They were just waiting. What do you think he is doing? Jisoo asked. Admiral Hyejin sat in her chair looking calm. He is talking to his officers, telling them what he learned. Some will believe him, others will not. Songmina walked into the room. She looked worried. Admiral, we are getting messages from Earth. The Council is sending a huge fleet toward our home planet. How many ships? Over 200. They will be there in 6 hours. Everyone in the room became very quiet. 200 ships was enough to destroy Earth completely. They are scared, Hyejin said finally. They know the truth is spreading. They want to destroy humanity before we can tell everyone what really happened. We have to stop them, Minho said. With 12 ships against 200? Mina shook her head. That is impossible. No, a new voice said from the doorway. It is not impossible. Everyone turned around. A very old alien walked into the room. He was tall and thin, with gray skin and big black eyes. Minho had never seen anything like him before. Who are you? Hyejin asked. My name is Elder Korvash. I'm very old. Old enough to remember when humans first came to the stars. The alien moved slowly to a chair and sat down. He looked very tired. I have been hiding for 300 years, waiting for this day. You knew about the human empire? Jisoo asked. I was there when it fell. I saw the council ships attack your colonies. I watched them kill millions of innocent people. Korvash's big eyes filled with sadness. I tried to stop them. My people tried to stop them, but we were too few. The council was too strong. Your people? Minho asked. The Keepers. We are the oldest species in the galaxy. We have been watching over younger species for millions of years. Humans were our greatest students. Korvash stood up and walked to the window. Humans learned faster than any species we had ever seen. In 50 years, you went from 1 planet to 47 colonies. You made friends with everyone you met. You brought peace to worlds that had been fighting for centuries. If you supported us, why did we lose? Hyejin asked. Because the Council convinced other species that humans were dangerous. They said humans would take over the galaxy. They said humans could not be trusted. The old alien turned around to face them. It was all lies. But fear is stronger than truth. Fear made good people do terrible things. Mina looked at her computer. Admiral, the Council fleet at Earth is getting bigger. Now there are 300 ships. We have to do something, Minho said. We will, Korvash said. But first you need to know the complete truth. He pressed a button on his belt. A small device appeared in his hand. Light came out of the device and showed pictures in the air. This is what really happened. 300 years ago. The pictures showed the human empire at its greatest time. Beautiful cities on dozens of worlds. Humans and aliens working together. Children of different species playing together. Humans never wanted to rule the galaxy. You wanted to explore it. To learn from it. To make it better. The pictures changed. Now they showed council ships attacking human colonies, cities burning, ships exploding, families running for their lives. The council said they were protecting the galaxy from dangerous humans, but really, they were protecting their own power. Jisoo started crying as she watched the pictures. So many people died. Yes, but some escaped. And now their children are ready to reclaim what was taken from them. The pictures disappeared. Korvash put the device away. I have been waiting for 300 years to help humanity return to its rightful place. Today is that day. How? Hyejin asked. I have been gathering allies, species who remember the truth, species who are tired of the Council's lies. As if waiting for those words, new ships appeared on the screen outside. Dozens of ships from different alien species. They moved to positions around the human and Council fleets. Who are they? Mina asked. Friends, Korvash said. Species that humans helped long ago. They have not forgotten. The radio crackled to life. This is Commander Taehyung. Admiral Hyejin, half of my fleet wants to join you. The other half is preparing to fight. What? About you, Commander? Hyejin asked. There was a long pause. My mother was human. She taught me that truth is more important than orders. I choose truth. On the screen, 12 Council ships moved away from the main fleet. They took positions next to the human ships. Welcome to the revolution, Commander, Hyejin said. But their celebration was short. The remaining Council ships powered up their weapons. All ships, this is Admiral Veltar of the Council Command, a cold voice said over the radio. You are. All traitors to galactic peace, surrender now or be destroyed, Veltar, Korvash whispered. I should have known. He was the one who started the war against humanity. Can we beat him? Minho asked. With our new allies? Yes. But many ships will be destroyed. Many good people will die. Suddenly, a new voice came over the radio. It was young and confident. This is Captain Shin Woojin of the Earth Defense Force. We are broadcasting on all galactic frequencies. People of the galaxy, it is time you learned the truth. Who is Woojin? Hyejin asked. One of our pilots, Mina said with pride. He was supposed to be flying back to Earth, but it looks like he had other ideas. On the screen, they could see Woojin's ship flying between the two fleets. It was broadcasting a signal to every planet in the galaxy. For 300 years, the Galactic Council has been lying to you, Woojin's voice continued. They told you that humans were primitive and dangerous. They told you that other species invented the technology you use every day. They told you that the Council brought peace to the galaxy. Stop that broadcast, Veltar screamed. But it was too late. Woojin had already started showing the pictures from the Defiance data. Pictures of the real human empire. Pictures of the Council's attack. Pictures of the technology that was stolen from human inventors. All of it was lies, Woojin said. Humans were the first species to travel between stars. Humans brought different species together in peace. The Council destroyed humanity because they were afraid of losing power. Ships all across the galaxy began receiving the broadcast. On every world, people were learning the truth for the first time. The Council will tell you this is fake, Woojin continued. They will say humans are trying to trick you. But look at the evidence. Look at the dates. Look at the technology. Then decide for yourself who is telling the truth. Veltar's fleet started moving toward Woojin's ship, but the human, alien, and defector ships moved to protect him. You want to destroy us because we tell the truth, Hyejin said over the radio. That tells everyone exactly what kind of leaders you really are. The battle began. Council ships fired their weapons at the mixed fleet, but something strange happened. The human ships moved in ways that confused the Council computers. The alien allies used tactics the Council had never seen before. How are we winning? Jisoo asked as she watched the battle. Because we are fighting, together, Korvash said. Humans teach other species to work as a team. The Council only knows how to give orders. One by one, Council ships stopped fighting. Their crews were hearing Woojin's broadcast. They were learning the truth about their own history. "This is Captain Lee Sanha of the Council ship Harmony," a voice said over the radio. "My crew and I refuse to fight for liars. We are standing down." "This is Commander Park Yoongi of the Star, Guardian. We join the human cause." Ship after ship switched sides. Soon, Veltar's fleet was smaller than the Alliance fleet. "This is impossible," Veltar screamed. "Humans are weak. They need us to survive." "No," Taehyung said calmly. "We need them. We always have. They make us better than we are alone." Veltar's ship tried to run away, but human ships surrounded it. They did not destroy it. Instead, they escorted it to the station. A few hours later, the galaxy was different. The truth was spreading to every world. The old council was finished. "What happens now?" Minho asked. President Nam Ji-young appeared on the screen. She was the leader of Earth, speaking from the capital city. "Now we build something new," she said. "Not a human empire, not alien control, but a real partnership. A galaxy where all species work together as equals." Korvash smiled. "That is what humans always wanted. It just took 300 years to make it happen." Outside the window, ships from dozens of species flew together in formation. Human ships, alien ships, and former council ships, all working together. The Defiance appeared in the distance, no longer hidden by the council. It took its place at the front of the fleet, a symbol of human strength and the power of truth. Captain Shin Woo-jin's voice came over the radio one more time. "People of the galaxy, this is not the end of our story. It is the beginning. Together, we will explore new worlds. Together, we will solve problems that no single species could handle alone. Together, we will build a future worthy of all our children." Minho smiled as he watched the great fleet flying toward Earth. Humanity was home again, not as conquerors, but as the explorers and peacemakers they had always been. The banned warship had shocked the world, but more than that, it had freed the galaxy.